Welcome, I'm Cody Romero. Today we'll rebuild a Ruelco 19A1-2I2S0. You'll already have it in the panel, so first we'll have to remove the indicating head. Take a 9/16 open end and loosen the lock nut. And set the indicating head aside. Remove the lock nut from the body and the detent assembly. We'll next loosen up the mounting ring. And go to the workbench. To take the rear off, I find it helpful if you have the detent assembly and the indicating knob. To pull and pin. This allows the spring tension to be held. Using a small screwdriver, we'll pull the retaining ring off. Be careful not for it to fly. Remember the spring tension. Pull to release and remove the base. To remove the shaft, we'll have to take the indicating knob back off and the detent assembly. Now the shaft can be pushed through the body, taking the spring along with it and noting there is an O-ring inside to replace. Using a pick, we'll pull the O-ring out of its groove, replace it with the new one provided in the Ruelco kits. Once the O-ring is back in its groove, we can set the body aside and rebuild the shaft itself. Using an O-ring pick, pull the O-rings out of their grooves. Repeat with all the O-rings along the shaft. Reinstall the O-rings on the shaft. Be careful not to stretch them out. Once you've installed all the O-rings, we can take the piston seal off. Note the orientation of the cup as shown on the drawings. Reinstall the new piston seal. We'll use some O-ring lube to put on the O-rings for ease of installation and help seal. Remember the one inside the body. And on the body cap. Next we'll reinstall all the components. With the shaft back in, I find it helpful to reinstall the detent assembly to help hold the spring tension down. We'll put the rear O-ring back in and the body. Reinstall the rear retaining ring may need a screwdriver to help put it in place. I like spinning it to prove that it's within the retaining slot. We can remove the indicating knob and the detent to reinstall into the panel. Locking it down with your wrench. Depending upon installation in the panel orientation, the detent ring may need to go either way. Reinstall the lock nut and the indicating knob. Using a 9/16, we'll lock the indicating knob back in place. That'll conclude rebuilding our Ruelco 19A1 relay.